What's up, sis? Everybody's looking. I know they're like, man, what's going on with this guy? Woo! I gotta come at y'all from a different mode right now, because I gotta be somebody else for just a minute. For just a minute. You're gonna see why in just a minute as I'm gonna kick off in just a few minutes. But I believe it's just something that needs to be said. So I got to come at you a little bit differently on the day. I see my wife up here. I don't know if she's telling me to add her in or not. Sweetheart, if you're not telling me to add you in, don't worry about answering that invite. Glory to God. Just gonna give some people time to tap in. What's up, Chrissy Chris? I know you're looking like, man, what in the world is Richardson doing? Oh, I got to come a little different on the day, because I got to really talk to you kingdom leaders. I got to come at you a little differently on the day. And I put a warning up here that the broadcast may be offensive, because to some people it might be offensive to what I'm about to say. But you know, it's just something that need to be said, need to be addressed concerning leaders in the kingdom, potential leaders, and everybody else in the body, actually, because we all got a responsibility. And so you know, I'm going to really address just a few things need to be addressed. I'm just going to give a second for people to jump in. Glory to God. God bless you, Pastor Tricia. Hallelujah. Listen, y'all don't have to run, because y'all see me up here in this mode. Don't be scared. But I'm coming this way for a reason, because I need to get your attention. And I believe sometimes you gotta come in a little sideways to grab the attention of the people, so that we can really hear what God is saying in this season. Because sometimes we can get so used to hearing it from one dimension, and then it's almost like, you grow up in the house, and you hear your mother and your father telling you certain things over and over and over again, and you hear it, you're like, yeah, I hear it. But then when somebody has to come from the outside and say the same thing that they've been telling you on the inside, and then suddenly you get a revelation. It's like suddenly you just get a knock across your head. After all this time, your parents been telling you the same thing over and over and over again, but it took somebody from the outside to come and shake you, to really wake you up. So I had to like come from this angle, and I know some of y'all are looking strange, like, what in the world? But I had to come like this because we need to be shook. We need to be shook. You know, and I'm gonna tell you, go ahead and share the broadcast, because most of you watching, or everybody watching, you're a leader of some sort. And somebody else in the body needs to hear this. Some other leader needs to hear this. Some of us, that's the problem. We don't really, sometimes we just need to be shook. We need to be shook. So I put up, like I said, I put up the warning because to some people this may be offensive of what I'm about to say to you, but I believe it's by divine design. It's by divine design. And the question is really, are you really building, or are your works dead? Are you really building, or are the works that you're doing dead? Because there's a lot of activity. We see a lot of activity all over Facebook. A lot of activity, a lot of kingdom folks, everybody going live, everybody doing this, doing that. And that's fine, but it's time to really ask the question, are we really building, or are we just participating in dead works, both online and offline? Online and offline. That's really got to be the question, because nobody wants to seem to ask that question anymore. Everybody's afraid to do the self-survey. Are my works dead? Is what I'm doing really bringing impact? Am I really building the kingdom? Am I really advancing God's kingdom in what I'm doing? You gotta ask yourself that sometime. You really do. You gotta ask yourself that question. Am I really doing something? Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of us been working the same loop, doing the same thing for many, many years, getting the same result, but we're looking for a different result. And it's time for us to really start asking the question, are we really, really building the kingdom, or are we just like going through the motions? We're just going through the motions. We're just doing stuff. A lot of us, we put on events. We have preaching engagements. We travel around. We move it around. But the one thing I notice, and the one thing that I know you notice and everybody else notice, but sometimes nobody wants to really cut the light on and deal with the elephant in the room. So it comes a time when you have to cut the light on and really deal with the elephant in the room. You really got to deal with the elephant in the room concerning the matter. We see a bunch of flyers. We see a bunch of announcements. We see all that kind of events going on. But the truth of the matter, y'all, the same people showing up at everybody's event. The same people at my events and your events. The same people just running the circle, running the gambit. And so what's happening is they really become greedy for your gift. You really been pouring your gift into these people, but nothing's really happening. Nothing's really going on. Yeah, they get a couple of good prophetic words. They feel good, but really there's no real solid change being shown. And the truth of the matter is, the real work is outside the walls. The real work is in the street. The real work is in the outreach. Your ministry not growing because you don't know outreach. You having the same people coming to your church every single weekend, and it's not growing because there's no outreach. You're trying to get, listen, here's what we try to do. We make an announcement and we expect the lost people to come running in on the inside. But that's not the blueprint. That's not how Jesus worked. Jesus worked the streets. Jesus went out and worked the streets. That's not how the 12 apostles did it. They worked the streets. Even when they started the church of Antioch, when they started the church of Jerusalem, all the other churches, guess what it started? It started in the streets. It started with a movement in the streets. It started with miracles, signs, and wonders being worked in the streets, and the people began to come because the work is out in the streets. We cannot effectively build and advance God's kingdom if all we doing is putting up a flyer, making announcements, or having a service inside a building, and the same people keep coming, and the same people that keep coming, you getting mad at them because